Hi, my name is Anna, and on behalf of my team, Jade, Blake, and Craig, I will be discussing the maternal figure and leading the pathway to self-discovery. Officially speaking, the maternal figure is described as an older woman who is respected and admired like a mother. However, in reality, this definition is much more complex. In addition to how maternal figures are viewed externally, they carry a greater central purpose of building another's relationship with themselves or their surroundings. To develop this claim, we will investigate Edwidge Danticat's 1998 published novel, Breath, Eyes, Memory, and Ashutosh Gowarrikar's 2004 film, Swadez. These works critique the maternal figure through the lenses of sexual and cultural identity, respectively. In the novel, the main maternal figure is Martine, mother of Sophie. She frequently tests her daughter's virginity in an attempt to protect her naivety and feminine purity. This process leads Sophie to become unaccepting of her body and believes Martine wants to hurt her. Later on, when Sophie learns that her mother was a victim of rape, she finally understands Martine's underlying motives. Though she decides to break the testing tradition with her own child, her journey of self-discovery ends with her possessing the same motives as her own mother. In the first quote, Sophie's grandmother is explaining to her why testing is done by mothers in Haiti. She shares, "The mother is responsible for her daughter's purity. You must know that everything a mother does, she does for her child's own good." This maternal duty is what causes Sophie's mother, Martine, to test her. The testing is a traumatic experience for Sophie, and it shapes the way she lives her life, including when she becomes a maternal figure herself. As a mother, she reflects, "It was up to me to make sure that my daughter never slept with ghosts, never lived with nightmares, and never had her name burnt in the flames." Note that Sophie carries forward the same mentality of protection as her own mother, even though she does so without testing. Miriam Moyse presented to the class about how Danticat, the author of Breath, Eyes, Memory, utilizes concepts of fragmentation and fluidity of space within her literary works. Moyse notes that the violation of spaces directly result in the fragmentation of identity. These spaces transcend the physical world, as they also apply to personal and mental spaces. This can clearly be seen in Martine's treatment of Sophie, as actions toward her directly cause Sophie both physical and emotional pain regardless of geographical location. Moyse discusses the frequent violation of Sophie's personal space by her mother Martine, causing fragmentation in Sophie's identity as seen in her use of duality. Moyse also brings up the importance of Haitian culture, where women in the family only know testing as a necessity because it was purposeful. However, Sophie is less grounded in her Haitian identity, having grown up in both the United States and Haiti. Therefore, she's the only one willing to break the cycle and ultimately protect her daughter from the trauma caused by this traditional practice. In the movie, Mrs. Kaveri, the former nanny of protagonist Mohan, serves as the maternal figure and acted as a guide to lead Mohan back to his Indian culture. She also allowed him to re-establish his goals and values to help him reconcile the contradictions within his personal identity so he can live a fulfilled life. Mrs. Kaveri is such a critical character because she was able to change the course of Mohan's entire life by serving as the main cause for his journey of rediscovery in India. Mohan's progression is apparent as time passes in the film. As seen in Figure 1, Mohan is dressed in American clothing with a water bottle and a camera, framing him as a tourist. The women around him, however, are dressed in traditional saris, including Mrs. Kaveri, to the right of Mohan. This contrast suggests that Mohan still perceives himself as an outsider. However, through Mrs. Kaveri's maternal influence, Mohan assimilates into his original Indian culture as seen in Figures 2 and 3. He begins to dress in more traditional clothing, sleep outside of his RV, become more invested in the well-being of the community, and resolve the contradictions within his personal identity. His life in the U.S. lacked important pillars like family, culture, and community. Mrs. Kaveri led Mohan back to these integral needs and fulfilled what he was missing in his seemingly perfect life in America. As a guest lecturer, Anu Thapa extends this thought with her focus on the film's immense water imagery. According to Thapa, water represents self-reflection, as it acts as a literal and metaphorical mirror. In the scene pictured to the right, Mohan travels over a body of water, symbolizing him accepting his original culture that now surrounds him. This is significant compared to the previous water images, marking the progression prompted by Mrs. Kaveri. Mohan is no longer a naive visitor, but an aware native. If you would like to view these sources, please refer to the citations.